for taking time to join me to as we explore the 5 factors to consider before buying an investment property. Now, yes, before we start, there's some disclaimers. This is actually a lot is from my experience, and I hope that this information can be useful to you, but in no way before you make this investment decision, please please check before you make an investment decision. All right, so a quick introduction about myself. My name is Chee Seng, and I've been in this industry for 15 years. And my key expertise is in asset progression training. I've been an ERA trainer for several years, and yes, I enjoy sharing with clients and agents how to do asset progression. Now, before we start, let's take a quick look at how is the market. Okay, now, despite 2020 pandemic, the actual market new home sales volume actually pick up is slightly more than as compared to 2019. Well, we expect it to drop, but in actual fact, it pick up. Then if you include EC, the overall sales volume is 5% more compared to 2019. And if you look at 2015, 2016, no, in fact, overall, the new home sales, excluding EC, is significantly higher. Now, the private resale is also growing at a very, very fast pace. Now, 2020 compared to 2019, the private resale transaction volume actually grew by 20%. Now, not only the transaction volume increased, the resale condo prices have actually went up for 7 straight months. So this is in March, okay? Now, we are also seeing that the private residential property price index is already higher than the last peak at 2013. So what does that mean? Is the market now too high to enter, or can we still enter the market at this time? So just give me a few more minutes as we explore this topic deeper. Now, HDB resale flats also continue to climb in terms of transaction volume. It is at 8-year high, okay? And not only that, the prices have climbed 5% in 2020. So 2020 is at 8-year high transaction volume, and prices have climbed 5%. Now look at this chart, okay? In another 1 or 2 years' time, there is a good chance that the present HDB prices, resale price index, will be catching up to what we see in the last peak in 2013. So HDB resale market volume have also been rising steadily despite the pandemic. Now, why is this so? One of the possible reasons is couples are now rethinking their BTO plans. What have COVID done to the market? What happens is that during the COVID, market transaction, the construction timeline have been delayed. So with less worker able to work on the construction site at each particular day, BTO construction time is being delayed. So instead of the normal 3 to 4 years, many have actually increased to 4 to 5 years. In certain towns, it could be even up to 6 years before you can get your BTO flats. So this makes many young couples rethink their BTO plans. So should they continue to buy a BTO, or should they actually move on to the resale market to buy? Now, with no sudden increase in resale transaction volume from the HDB market, and first-time home buyer moving from brand new, okay, BTO and move on to the resale market, this increase the demand for resale flats. And this is one of the likely reason or key reason that caused HDB prices to move so strongly, especially right after last year circuit breaker in June. So in July, August, we are seeing, since last year third quarter, we are seeing prices are starting to move as more buyer switch from new BTO to resale market. Now, first thing we look at before we make any property purchase decision, where are we in the market cycle now? Are we at the bottom of the market or are we at the peak? So let's look at some statistics. Now, the last peak for HDB flat is at 2013, and it is only last year, okay, second half of last year, we've seen major movement from the HDB resale price index. The private property market have a similar kind of direction. But if you look at the private resale market, it start to turn the corner at second half of 2017. So at the same time, HDB peak 2013, resale private peak at 2013, but resale private pick up 3 years higher than, earlier than HDB. So let's look at this chart that gives us a greater understanding, okay? Now, HDB prices have remained moderately flat in 2019, up to 2019. From 2013 to 2019 is moderately flat, okay? Whereas private condo price start to actually move up in 2017, Q3 2017. And since last year, both have been on the uptrend, okay? So you see there's some disparity, okay? But currently now they are moving in the same direction. But between 2017 to 2020, private resale condo prices went up, but HDB only went up in 2020. One of the possible reasons is this newspaper report in 2017, okay? During then, our minister, National Development Minister, Mr. Lawrence Wong, actually highlight this very, very important thing to all Singaporeans, okay? The message is very clear. Only 4% of HDB flats are eligible for selective and broad redevelopment schemes, or in short, SERS, since 1995. This reminder is to remind all Singaporeans that not all HDB flats, when they become old, will automatically qualify for a new replacement flat. Now, this have an impact in the market, especially with these articles on the newspaper telling you one of the possible scenario is that by 99 years, when you return the flat, HDB flat after the lease expire to HDB, the value is 0. So many Singaporeans start to rethink, does it make sense to hold HDB flat until 99 years? And in the past, especially my parents' generation, they always believe HDB flat will continue to raise, even go higher and higher, despite the HDB flat being aging, and no SERS. Because everyone believed during then, 10, 15 years back, sure have SERS one day. But this timely reminder reminds us that HDB is for Singaporeans' own stay. It's a house, it's a housing for us, but may not be the best investment tool in the long run. So what happened during the last bull run? When was the last peak? Now, the run-up, the last peak when the market go on the bull run is between 2009 to 2013. Now, during this time, the price index moved up 31.6% as compared to household income, which only moved up 24%. So during this bull run, I will call it overrun. Okay, so when the market overrun, there will be bound to have correction. Okay, so during this run-up, the price went up very, very fast. Despite cooling measures from 2009 to 2013, the market did not actually slow down. Okay, despite cooling measure during time, the price did not slow down until 2013. What happens? One of the best ways to solve the problem of a bull run is to increase the supply. And during then, the direction was to give the first timer, okay, a shorter waiting time and priority to get their BTO HDB flat. This divert buyers from the resale market to the primary market, direct BTO flat from HDB. So after that, market started to come down. But despite market coming down since 2013, between 2013 to 2019, there is more stringent cooling measures. Okay, this include TDSR, MSR, ABSD, loan to value, and all this additional cooling measure is to ensure that we have a stable and sustainable property market. Now, without this cooling measure, property prices would have increased up to 15% in 2018 without cooling measures. So this is important. The government actually have been very careful to make sure that the market don't overrun. So during this period, what do we see? Now, this is research that I actually pay careful attention, and this is to show you the comparison between the new launches and the resale condo. Now, High Oak condominium is an old condominium, currently about 20 years after TOP. So it's a 20 years old condo, resale condo. And what you see over here is the prices that we see in terms of resale prices in terms of per square feet. Now, you look at the resale prices per square feet. Now, in May 2017, it is at $852 per square feet, okay, for a resale condo, okay? But the neighboring plot of land is a brand new land, no house on top, just a bare land, okay, was actually sold at the government land sales at $939. And this project eventually, this plot of land eventually is what we call Daintree. Now, Daintree is almost fully sold today. The average selling price is about $1,007. Behind Daintree is View at Kismis. The land was acquired at $941 per square feet. Again, higher than the resale condo price. Now imagine your neighboring bare land is higher than your resale condo price. So across the road, Verdale, okay, another plot of land, Verdale, now is Verdale. The land was actually bought at $1,002 per square feet. Now imagine if you are a resale condo, okay, your transaction price is lower than the neighboring land price. Of course, we are not comparing apple to orange because the lease already run down 20 years. But if you follow what I have been saying, do your own research, check condo, 20 years condo around where you are staying, and compare to the nearby land prices, brand new launch land prices, how much developer actually paid for the new launch land prices, you will realize this. Hey, my resale condo are almost same price as the land. Now, when the land price is higher than the resale condo price, what will happen? If the land price go to 1,000 and High Oaks remain at $800 resale price, $800 per square feet resale price, the developer will gladly pay you 1,000 because now they are willing to pay 1,000 for the land, okay, and buy from you at a 20% premium. Now, this will lead to en bloc, but unfortunately, it don't happen this way all the time. But you can see that since 2017, when land price start to be higher than the resale condo price catch up. this could be the explanation that we see earlier on why resale condo price start to move up higher in 2017, whereas the HDB market only start to move in 2020. Now, in other words, the market is bottomed up, okay? It's actually led by the land price pushing up the resale price in 2017 and 2018. So the market seems to stabilize and bottom up during this time. Another plot of another condo just across the road. Now this is what we talk about Signature Park. So same road, same as Daintree. Across Daintree, we have another project called Good Luck Garden, which was en bloc, and eventually, right, it was currently selling as Forex at Bukit Timah. Now, again, you realize that the old condo price are well supported. The freehold land, not 99 years land, freehold land was acquired at $1,200+ per square feet. Signature Park, which was below 1,001, today it is transacting at almost $1,003 per square feet. So you can see now a lot of 20 years resale condo actually is well supported by land prices. So during the same period, 2014 to 2020, what happens? Okay, you can see that actually during the same period, in the last couple of years, right? Okay, the economic growth is 10.4% despite a drop in 2020. If you compare 2014 to 2019, the increase actually is almost 16.5%. But even if you factor in last year contraction in the market, you realize that, hey, the private home price growth still lagged behind the economic growth in the last 6 to 7 years. And what is more interesting is the net household income have gone up so much, okay, as compared to the home price growth. Not only that, cash savings, okay, M2 money supply, okay, which include cash, checking deposit, saving deposit, okay, money market securities, and other time deposit, okay, the money supply also increased 40%. Now, one of the very, very likely explanation is during this period, a lot of people did not buy big ticket items. That means during all the cooling measures, so many cooling measures, despite the market is already stable, the government just want to ensure even more stable market. A lot of money is sitting there and did not enter the market. That is why the household money supply is increasing, and also the CPF balance have been increasing since from 2014 to 2020. Now, so based on factor one, we know we are currently at where the market is bottom. We are not at the peak of the market. The market is well supported since 2017 and 2018 with a lot of cash savings, CPF savings, and net household income have all increased. This will mean that there is purchasing power in the market, and at the same time, the market have actually bottomed up in 2017, 18 after the last property price run up. Now, the next factors that we'll look at is market supply. So after we know where are we in the market, we would like to know, is there an oversupply in the market? So by looking at the chart, okay, you can see that land sales have come off sharply after the last en bloc bull run, okay? So look at the chart. Now, during 2017, 2018, there's strong demand for land, okay? So the last en bloc cycle, the earlier one was 2011, okay, 2011. After 2011, the supply was actually slowly digested by the market. By the time 2015, 16, after the market start moving, the developer need to replenish their inventory. So during 2017, 18, developer bought a lot of land. There's a strong demand for government land sales, and those developer that cannot get the land will actually go to the secondary market, which is en bloc, to acquire new lands to build new homes. So after the government actually pushed up another round of cooling measures in 6 January 2018, whereby the developer was slapped with an additional 5%, okay, non-refundable ABSD for land being purchased, the land sales taper off. So in 2019 second half, the government cut the government land sales because the take-up rate is expected not to be strong. So Ministry of National Development cut the second half government land sales. Then in 2020, last year, even more drastic, because we are hit for the first time, something we never experienced before, the circuit breaker. So during the circuit breaker, what happens? People cannot go out to work. Construction workers cannot go out to work. Will the government sell land at the time when no one can work? Will the developer buy land when there's so much uncertainty in the market? So what would happen? The government reduce the land sales. And I want to show you some interesting information. Now, this is extracted from URA website. You can see since last year, March, 9th of March, up to this year, May, okay? Last year, end of March, up to this year, May, only 2 plots of land have been sold, or government land sales, okay? Basically, during this period, almost we don't hear of any en bloc, very, very little, okay? That means for the last 14 months, only 2 plots of government land sales was actually, land was actually sold to the developer. And these 2 plots of land probably can build only around 1,000 units, where during the same period, right, we have almost 11 to 12,000 new launches take up by the market. So this is what we are looking at now, okay? The latest one was actually on 5th of May. Northumberland Road was awarded, and currently we have 2 more plots of land open up for tender, and 2 more coming up in June, okay? So there's now total 3 plots of land for tender, and we are all watching the tender result very, very closely. Now, if land prices will start to move, you know, I know, and we know that the developers have to bring in new raw materials to build more homes to meet future needs. So if all developers have to come in at the same time when there's not enough land sales, what are the chances that the land prices will start to move upwards? So this is something that I like to share with all audience now. Everyone, thank you all participants for joining me. Now I want you to actually follow URA statistic very closely. So I'm going to share with you how you can check the data on your own. So you don't need to depend on any agents. You can actually check this data on your own, okay? Just key in www.ura.gov.sg and you scroll down, okay? After the main page, you just scroll down to the bottom. And always watch out for this quarterly real estate statistic. Okay, it will be published on end January, end April, end July, end October every year. Okay, so just watch out for this data, and I will show you how to interpret the data. Okay, click on this latest one, okay, at end April, and you'll come to a page, something like this. Okay, and I want you to actually scroll down further. As you scroll down further, the part that I always like to read is supply in the pipeline. Because history have shown me, okay, that when the supply is low, that is where developer will start to replenish land, and that's where land prices will start to move. So let's look at deeper into the chart. So I'm going to zoom out the chart. Okay, and you realize that actually the supply have been the unsold inventory. That means those plot of land that have gotten this planning approval, building approval to actually build, okay, but have not been sold. Okay, so this unsold unit in the market, okay, if you look at the chart, okay, it have been dropping for 9 quarters. Since first quarter of 2019, it have been dropping for 9 quarters. Okay, so this is very important. Now, during the last low inventory supply, that was between third quarter 2017 to 2018. Now, this was the last en bloc cycle. During the last en bloc cycle, that was when there's very, very little unit balance in the market for the developer to sell. So you realize when there's no stock, okay, that is where developers start to get hungry for land. So after the en bloc cycle, after the planning approval is being obtained, the peak of unsold supply is in Q1 2019. And you suddenly realize that, wow, since Q1 2019, because developers have a lot of land to build homes and to sell the homes, no, they are not hungry for land. With no new land coming in and the inventory being slowly sold off, the inventory start to drop. Currently, okay, the unsold inventory is around 21,602. Now, if you compare to the last en bloc cycle, it is when the inventory dropped to about 16 to 17,000 that the developer all try to grab hold of the land available. So this is very interesting. So that means in probably, if nothing go wrong, in another 3 to 4 months time, we can see the inventory drop to similar level, that is around 16 to 17,000. And we expect during then, okay, that land prices might be in hot competition unless the government release a lot of government land sales, a lot of land for land sales. Okay, so having known that the market supply, okay, is coming down, what about market demand? Okay, if you want to look at the market demand, okay, the last 1 year, who is buying? Singaporeans account for the bulk of new home sales, okay? And foreigners actually fall to 17 years low, meaning to say the people who are really buying today are actually Singaporeans. And we are also seeing more HDB owners are selling newer HDB flat. That means once the HDB flat hit 5 years MOP, they start to sell. And there's an increased number of flats being sold that is less than 10 years old. Okay, HDB flat that's 10 years old and younger, we are seeing an increased trend. And this trend is likely to continue because between this year and next year, we're going to see more HDB flat reaching the 5 years MOP mark. So, meaning to say that the HDB upgrader demand could be a real factor in the market demand. And many of these HDB owners are trying to cash out from the profit they make from the BTO flats. So another potential source of demand will be the EC upgraders. So between 2008 to 2013, there's no ECTOP. Now, if there's no ECTOP, which MOP is 5 years later, it means that between 2014 to 2017, these few years, there is no EC that met MOP. Majority of EC that met MOP starts from 2019. So 2019, last year, this year, and the next 2 years, we're going to see a record number of EC hit 5 years MOP. So now let's look at those EC that met MOP in 2019. On the average, they are sitting on 25% profit because during land during then when they bought the EC, the land, EC land was actually selling at around $300 plus per square feet. Currently, all the EC actually are selling at, the land was acquired at $500 plus per square feet. So in paper, okay, actually all the EC that was bought earlier are already seeing good profit gains. Then EC in 2020, we are also seeing that they are making good profit gains. So you can see they have an average profit of 25% for those who bought earlier. So the thing is this, the market seems to have bottomed up, the supply is getting low, demand is on the rise. So the next thing before you do any investment is prudent financial planning. Most important, before you do any investment, you must make sure that you have the holding power. We know holding power, you go in and buy. There's no investment that is 100% guaranteed. There's always a risk element. That's why you call it investment property. So most importantly, you must have the holding power. Work out your finances properly. Talk to a banker, talk to a salesperson, plan out the things that you need to watch out for, okay? How to go around ABSD? No, we are not trying to circumvent ABSD. Should you husband own one, wife own one, or should you both jointly own? What is the implication? Work out what works best for you. Talk to a trusted advisor. So you need to decide whether you want to keep your HDB, buy another one by paying the ABSD, or do you want to sell? So other than prudent financial planning, it's very important before you do any investment to actually look out for risk management, okay? You really need to manage your risk. Set aside contingency funds. Make sure that you can afford the monthly installment. Sometimes, you know, even husband and wife both are working, the installment could be 3,000 plus, 4,000, but your monthly CPF contribution combined could be at around 2,005. There's still a shortfall. Are you comfortable with this shortfall? Can you set aside certain sum of money in case something happens? You still have a set of contingency fund to finance your monthly installment. In case you lose your job or you have no CPF contribution, can you set aside some funds that until you find your next job, there's funds to actually help you finance your monthly mortgage? Nightmare situation means even your car loan, everything, you know, something happened to you, you lose your job, right? Can you afford to pay all your monthly debts? So before you do anything, I always encourage my client to actually plan, set aside contingency funds that can last you for at least 12 to 18 months. So that, you know, when you actually do an investment, you have an ease of mind, you know, in case your house cannot rent out, in case you get retrenched, you still have a 1 to 1.5 year buffer. So the other things that you, before you make a heavy commitment, okay, in buying a property, okay, always consider getting a mortgage insurance. Now, when we own HDB flat, automatically, no, many of us actually have the home protection insurance scheme. Then to make sure that in case anything happened to you, the house outstanding loan can be fully paid. Okay. However, when we come to buying private property, I realize that many clients do not actually do that. A lot of private property owners may not have actually buy a mortgage insurance. I always urge all my clients, please be very, very careful before you make a heavy commitment. Make sure, okay, something happened to you, okay, you are covered. Okay, if mortgage insurance is a form of term insurance. What it means is that, no, at the end of the insurance term or the insurance period, you don't get back any sum of money. But for a low premium, you can actually have a huge coverage. So something happened to you, if in case you have a $1 million outstanding loan, you can actually fully pay it. And in most cases, the premium, yearly premium could be about 1,000 plus $2,000 over dollars only. So meaning to say, if you divide by 12, per month is only $100 plus. So it gives you the ease of mind, set aside $100 plus a month, okay, to make sure that anything happened to you, you still can actually pay for the house. So Another thing that is very important these days is to have a lasting power of attorney. So this is very important in form of a risk management. If something hits you, today, accident can happen anywhere. If let's say we pass away, someone still can help us decide the house to sell or not to sell. But the worst fear, the worst nightmare is something happened to you, but you are not gone, but you cannot make decision. And no one else can make this decision for you. Then it will be very, very bad situation, really a nightmare situation. So a lasting power of attorney is very important. So before you make any major investment, please consider to put in the risk management strategies. Okay, last thing, okay, before you buy investment property is to do research. Research is very, very important. Okay, no investment is 100% risk-free. No investment. Okay, so, but what can we do to improve our chances? Okay, first, you may like to study the URA master plan. For me, I always like to study the URA master plan. I want to see nearby, is there any new job creation in wherever property I buy? Will there be a future demand for housing in this area? So I would like to study the URA master plan. And I like to also look at the land transport master plan. Is there a new MRT station coming by? Is there a new bus interchange? No. And the next thing is, I like to ask my agent, okay, for rental statistics. I like to know the nearby condo, how much is it going for? Not people predict, but based on real data, what kind of rental we are looking at. If I were to buy and rent out, what kind of rental can I get? Can it cover my monthly installment? So of course, the MRT effect. So we all know, if there's nearer to MRT, usually, it's easier to resell, easier to rent out. So always have a plan exit strategy. Okay, so this is my research checklist. These are the factors I look at. I hope these factors can help you, okay, in your investment decision making. So the high of today is always the bargain of tomorrow. New high is always higher than the last high, okay, in the long run. Short term, we must be prepared to actually tie over this. Property investment is for the mid to long term. It's never a short term investment. So that is why prudent financial planning, risk management strategy are very, very important if you want to make a property investment decision. So just a recap, always understand where we are in the market supply, market demand, then do prudent financial planning and research. So next, I'm going to actually showcase about Park Clementes. I'm going to share with you why I am showing these projects, okay? Because I will take Park Clementes as an example why I see it as a good investment property. Because honestly, I myself actually bought a unit in this projects. So let me share with you how does my thoughts flow, okay? So about the developer is Seng Group. And this site is one of the biggest site, okay, nearest to Clementi MRT station. Okay, this is a very, very big site, up to almost 9 football field. And this project in 2019, okay, Seng won 6 awards. Out of these 6 awards, 4 is directly related to Park Clementes, okay? And in 2020, Park Clementes also won another 4 awards from HPROP Singapore Excellence Award. And this is the project we're talking about. 9 football field in size, very nicely designed, award-winning project. Now, this is the actual map, and when you look from the site to the MRT station, it's about 500 meters away only. I'm going to show you a more detailed one using Google Map. Now, you look at Google Map. When I measure from the side gate from Park Clementes to the MRT station, is only about 502 meters from the side gate. So can I say I add in another 50 to 100 meters? Most units in Park Clementes only need to walk about 550 to 600 meters to actually reach the MRT station. So when I make this decision to buy this unit in Park Clementes, what do I look out for? First, I like it to be near workplace, because when the project is near to a lot of workplaces, the catchment for rental is good. So Park Clementes actually is surrounded by a lot of workplace. The nearest will be the International Business Park. Not far away, one station away, will be the second CBD, future second CBD, Jurong Lake District. Down a little bit will be NUS, Buona Vista, One North. And in future, we'll have Jurong Innovation District and Tuas Megaport sweeping to the western side of Singapore. And these are actually very, very good catchment area. So all these are what I have spoken about. And I would like to study the rental in this area. So directly next to Park Clementes is Trilink. Trilink is a relatively young project, TOP about 3 years. So when you look at this Trilink, when you look at it, the one bedder actually is the rental, actual transacted rental extract from your website is around 2002 to 2007. I would say a more conservative one will be somewhere around 2004, 2005. Now look at the two-bedder. The two-bedder is transacting almost on an average of around 3,002. And the three-bedder is actually going for around $4,000 per square feet on the average. So all these are brand new data from January to March. Now, first in my checklist, I always look, rental demand, meet my checklist. So what's next? So I like the project to be near good school because I have 2 secondary school going children. So I like them to be a place where next time, if they need to go to university, if they can get into NUS, they can get into the polys, Ngee Ann Polys, Singapore Poly, NUS, NTU are all nearby. So within this site, within 1 kilometers, actually there's 4 primary school that is within 1 kilometer. The best, of course, is the most famous one, of course, is the Nanhua Primary School. Now, but I still have this Pei Tong Primary School, Chee Primary School, and Clementi Primary School. So the nearest school is Nanhua Primary, which is a SAP school. SAP school is a special program school that you have both a language as first language in Singapore. A lot of Singapore parents like to send the children to these schools. So even SAP schools, secondary schools, that also will include Nanhua High School, which is also fairly near to where Park Clementes is located. So out of all these gifted program schools, Nanhua Primary School is one of them, and it is one of the 4 that have co-ed. Both boys and girls can actually go in. So the next thing I look at is amenities. So for my own stay, I like it to be near amenities. So over here, walking distance, I can actually reach a wet market, hawker center, supermarket, shopping mall, coffee shop, sports complex, library, cinema, because it is located at a mature estate. So next thing I look at connectivity. Can I get to school? Can I get to work? No. Can my wife get to work? No, easily. So within here, Park Clementes is very near to AYE, Avenue 6, Clementi Avenue 6, all the way up, just a short distance, you're going to hit PIE, and it's very near to the MRT station. So if you look here, it is not only near MRT station, it is also near to a bus interchange. So this meet 2 on my checklist, okay? 2 things on my checklist, okay? Rental demand, transportation, connectivity. So of course, when we talk about investment, we look at upside potential. So this is where actually I check out the URA plan, and I realized that nearby, okay, very nearby, okay, you have the Jurong Lake District, Jurong Innovation District, and Tuas Megaport. Now, Jurong Lake District is just 1 MRT station away. and it's going to create 100,000 job opportunity. The next one we look at will be this Jurong Innovation District. Okay, this is where the government wanted to transform Jurong from a manufacturing hub into some place that is focused on innovation, R&D. So we are going to see that in 2026, when it's completed, there's a demand from housing because we are going to bring in a lot of researchers from overseas to actually stay in the western part of Singapore. And this will create another 100,000 jobs. Now you see, in a short distance away, we are creating 200,000 jobs in the west. And the next one is as Tuas, when Keppel, Pasir Panjang, Tanjong Pagar area, the ports are shifted to Tuas, 170,000 jobs will be shifted to the western part of Singapore. And Jurong, West Coast, and Clementi is the nearest to this area. So based on URA master plan, it seems that there's a demand for future housing in this area. And more importantly, I also like to look at the land transport master plan. And from here, we can see the Jurong regional line is especially designed and built so that it caters to the Jurong Innovation District when it's in operation. Okay, it will cut through bringing the workforce to the workplace. And there's two interchange, one in Boon Lay, the other one is at Jurong East, which is one station away from Park Clementi. And more importantly, we are all eagerly awaiting for the update on the Cross Island Line station from Tuas to Bright Hill. Because from Bright Hill to the Changi Airport is all of us already know, okay? But the station from Tuas to actually Bright Hill, we are still waiting for the exact location to be announced. But the idea of the Cross Island Line is to interconnect a number of existing lines that is already have. And the Cross Island Line will actually intersect the east-west line at the Clementi area. So this actually means that there's a high chance, okay, Clementi could be a future interchange, but we all still, based on speculation, we are still waiting for the authority announcement. Okay, so based on this checklist, Park Clementi actually meet most of my checklists. So it's both for investment and own stay. And the last thing is exclusivity. Okay, Park Clementi actually is located, the neighborings, right, are all condos and landed property. There's no HDB directly in this road called Jalan Lempang. Okay, Jalan Lempang, the whole area is linked, connected to the Faber landed estate and condos, very exclusive. Okay, and the last thing we look at is, of course, is the exit strategy. Now, if you look at the exit strategy, okay, launch of Park Clementi is at 2019. So estimated completion is at 2023, but in between, okay, we are seeing Jurong East is being slowly developed into a second CBD. It's still happening now. It's not yet a second CBD, but in 5 to 10 years time or progressively, we will see more things being built according to the master plan. And of course, on the other side, okay, we also have the Tuas Mega Port, where the phase 1, right, is supposed to complete end of this year. So in the next few years, we are seeing that now 1 or 2 berths already start operation, and by 2030, Tuas Mega Port will be in full operation. So there's a few times that you can exceed. One is during TOP, the other one is wait until 2026, where the Jurong Regional Line is already finished construction. This Jurong Innovation District is in operation. Then by then, second CBD is taking even more like a second CBD now. And the Tuas Megaport is also operating in a higher capacity. So 2023, 2026, and even 2030 or 2031 is another time that we can actually exit and actually sell off. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for staying true with me throughout. Okay, this is the research checklist I use, okay, for Park Clementi. And just a quick update before we wrap up. Okay, will be some project update. Park Clematis was one of the top 10 best-selling project in 2019, 2020, and even this year. It is almost 80% sold. And look at this price increase. Now, due to COVID last year and this year, the developer was several times have to hold back the price increase. So from launch up to now, the average increase only around 3%. Okay, only around 3%. That means on the average, this is still a very, very good project that have not increased much since the launch day. And if you're looking purely for investment, okay, I strongly recommend you to take a look at the dual key units where the rental yield is higher than a similar price normal unit. So if you're really very keen, the showfront is still open, but you need to make advance appointment, strictly by appointment, and each time only have one agent present to one client at all times. So please make your appointment. You may need to go 2 trips, 1 trip for the husband, 1 trip for the wife. Let's work together, contain this COVID spread, and let's look at investment during this time when we have more time. Just do more research, go and understand more before you make your decision. So with that, I thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for staying throughout. Now, actually, I will look at some of the questions that you have posed in and try my best to see how much I can help you with the questions. Thank you. Okay, let me look at the question. Can you elaborate on the household net worth? What, okay, so. To find out rental demand. Okay, I have a few questions here. Let me try to answer one at a time. Okay, first question I will answer is about how to find out rental demand and rental yield. Okay, rental demand and rental yield, one of the easiest way, non-biased method, is to check URA website. Now, when you go to URA website today, you actually can use URA researcher, okay, to check out the rental transaction volume. Now, in the particular location you're going to buy, right? If you have a lot of transaction volume, you'll know that there's a demand for rental in that area. So number of transactions is one thing. Second thing is you look at the rental, average rental that is really transacted, not based on forecast, but based on real one. So for this, try to actually log into URA website. So if you need any help, talk to any salesperson, okay, from any of the agencies. I think there's a lot of trusted advisor will be out there looking forward to help you answer all these questions. Now, the next thing is based on general trend, does it usually peak TOP or years later when infrastructure are more established? Okay, now for this question, I really is not always the same. Okay, there is no general trend. General trend is usually closer to TOP. What happens is that as developers sell more and more, when they are left with very little supply, chances is developer will start to increase price. So you see, price start to move. Generally, it behaves that way. Okay, when major infrastructure is ready, really it depends whether there's an increase in rental demand. Now, when there's an increase in rental demand, investor is willing to pay more because for the same price he pay, he can actually get a higher rental. So that is where price start to move slowly. It will not be immediate, but closer to TOP, usually when developer left with the last few stock and you still have a lot of time to sell, chances is they will try to improve their margin a little. That's where you can see the price start moving up. So based on this household net worth, okay, what is its composition? Now, household net worth usually is based on the property they have, minus away whatever debts they have. Okay, so this data actually you can actually extract it from this MAS website. So there's a lot of government website with statistics. Please look out for it. In case you cannot find it, you need help, talk to any trusted advisor. And I believe that many agents who are experienced will be more than happy to show you how they actually can find all these data. and help you in your investment decision-making process. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining me today.
Right, once again, big thank you to Mr. Chee Seng from ERA for giving us an insight into his property investment strategies. I hope that all of you have learned a lot. And very soon, we are going to also learn about the last two winners of the $100 cash prize that we're going to give away for this weekend Singapore Property Show. So let me bring the wheel back up here. Okay, there you go. And let's give it a spin. And we're going to find out who are our last two winners. $100 cash. And first one is going out to, let's have a look and see, Jermaine Ng. Jermaine Ng, congratulations. Okay, we got one more winner to be given away to get the $100 prize for this weekend. Spin it one more time and let's have a look. Our last winner of the day, last winner of the weekend. And it's going to go out to... Let's see. Irene Tan, congratulations. All right. To our last two winners for this weekend, the SPS team will be contacting you directly to let you know how you can redeem the prize. We want to say a big thank you to all of the speakers and also to you watching at home for supporting us this weekend. Next weekend, we're going to have a whole host of webinars and interesting presentations for all of you to see once again. And of course, if you want to find out more, remember to check us out on our official website, which is SPS2021.99.co. All right, we have come to the end of our very first weekend. Okay, we got one more weekend to go. And remember, if you want to attend the webinars for next week, go onto the website and register yourself. Thank you all very, very much. And we will see you all again next weekend. Thank you.